The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Here's George. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at the 5 down low. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. The Pacers have made 1 of 3 free throws in the game. Indiana didn't have a great record on the road last season. Only went Clark 15-26 on the year, and it cost them down the stretch.
It really did, Kevin. I mean, the Pacers had a bumpy year with all of the injuries, particularly with George being out for most of the year. And his absence was most noted in those tough road games, I think.
Allen drives in. Now the dish to George. Launches a 3. And it's George again missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones. Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. A little over a minute gone here in the second half. That doesn't go either for George. Cavaliers leading. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Monte Ellis. The Cavaliers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First free throw is good. And both free throws good for LeBron.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
You mentioned, GA, the Cavs and their comebacks. They actually overcame double-digit deficits for 13 of their 53 wins last year.
Yeah, and Kevin, I remember the biggest one being a comeback after being down 17 points. I mean, but when you have the star power that the Cavs have, no comeback is out of the question. You're just never safe against this team.
The drive by Ellis. LeBron with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for LeBron. Indiana also making some changes. Stuckey comes in for Ellis. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Hill. Irving kicks to Smith. Dellavedova from outside. It's rebounded by Indiana. Here's George. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't even talk that one over. It was obvious.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the Cavaliers making a change here. Shumpert's checked in.
We're seeing today what makes him one of the best free throw shooters among the league's big men. Beautiful stroke.
Pacers trail by 8. George. Rebound by Dellavedova.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
And George with the stuff.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
And I love that as soon as they get their hands on the basketball, they immediately get out in transition.
Dellavedova kicks to Shumpert. Paul George with the steal. Here's Stuckey. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And that's how you flip the script in terms of momentum right there.
Smith's shot is good.
And defensively, guys, they've lost something since halftime. I mean, they've given up open looks. They've got to buckle down and get some stops here. Play with some urgency.
It's tipped. Dishes it to Dellavedova. The feed now to Thompson. It's stolen by Allen. Stuckey kicks to George. From downtown. And the shot is good. George has got 7.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
You know, for the Pacers last season with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Cavaliers with some changes. Mozgov comes in for Tristan Thompson. And Channing Frye's subbed in for Kevin Love. The Pacers also with a sub. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Paul George. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, G8, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
Lawson is doubled. Stuckey outside. The Cavaliers pull it in. Smith's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Shumpert kicks to Mozgov. Stolen by Miles. Here's Stuckey. Outside for Lawson. He dishes it to Miles. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got 3 assists in the game.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Stuckey into the lane. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop. Allen's got it all tied up now for Indiana. And so after 3 quarters of play and some great offensive output, this one is tied. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The 4th quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Cleveland's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly on the court for Indiana. Lavoy Allen out there with Mahimi. Then it's George Hill. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's Ellis at the shooting guard position. And Clark, we've seen some great competition in this one.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, looking at the lead changes really kind of tells the story of this game.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these 2 teams match up with one another.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Indiana.
And you really can't help but notice all the points they've continued to get off turnovers.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Thompson's checked in.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Deflects the pass. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. It's stolen by Hill. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Offensive rebound. On the wing, James. Back to Irving. On the wing, Shumpert. Oh, trying for it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Indiana making some changes. Turner comes in for Mahimi. And Paul George is subbed in for Lavoy Allen. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And so it's Cleveland with it. Irving with it. He's picked up by Hill. Pass to Thompson. Turner with the steal. George against LeBron. And the rejection by James. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And the Cavaliers lead by 1. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Cavaliers.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, but they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
And it's Thompson with the jam. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
And they double him up with LeBron. For 3, Love. Paul George grabs the miss. And now the fast break. Hill with the ball. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Here's Irving. It's hauled in by George. George has got 3 rebounds now in this one. For 3, Hill. Kyrie Irving grabs the miss. George against James. Irving drives in. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got his 4th assist in this one. And there's a foul on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. J.R. Smith's checked in for Cleveland. Mahinmi's checked in for the Pacers. Lavoy Allen comes in for Solomon Hill. George dishes to Ellis. And stolen by Love. Now Cleveland moving it up. And again, it's Kyrie Irving. And now it's a 3-point Cavalier lead.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And here's George for 3. Great D that time from James. For 3, Smith. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. George has got 4 rebounds in this game. The 3 from Hill. They get the rebound. Mahinmi. Stolen by Thompson. And Irving gets it to go on the assist by Smith. 21 points for Kyrie Irving.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
It's LeBron with the drive. Off with the layup.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Smith, no good. Here's Indiana. They trail by 3. And here's Hill for 3. And Irving pulls it down.
Well, I tell you what, that's fantastic defense on one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. The key there was not to give him much space before he took that shot.
And really, Clark, that's the only way you're going to stop him. The defender was all over him with a hand right in his face.
5 on the clock. And so they foul intentionally. And so here's Cleveland. They've led by as much as 10. Back to LeBron.
You had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark, they continued to wait out until...